And welcome back to North of the Broad. I'm Robyn Zimmerman, along with my guest, Lynn Seldon. He is an author. This is his 8th book that we're going to talk about, Carolina's Ring. But first I want to find out a little bit about you, about your background.
Well, basically, we landed in Beaufort full-time about 4 years ago after living in North Carolina for 15 years before that in Oak Island, and before that in Virginia. So we made our way to basically heaven. We knew we were going to end up in Beaufort. So.
Now, you've been a freelance writer for your career, right? Went to VMI, we were talking about that. And served in the service. Thank you for your service in the Army. But so you've been a freelance, but then what drove you to write books?
I like to blame it on Pat Conroy. I met him about 13 years ago now when South Abroad had come out in Charleston, and he encouraged me to pursue fiction. I had always written nonfiction. I had done probably 6 books by then. And he encouraged me to pursue fiction, and specifically a novel based at VMI, like Pat had written about the Citadel with the Lords of Discipline.
Right.
And so for about 3 years, I would get these late night calls. Seldon, how's the novel going? I'm like, well, Pat, I'm trying. I can't write as quickly as you can. But it was his encouragement.
And so tell us about Carolina's Ring.
So Carolina's Ring, it's a sequel of sorts, though people don't have to have read the first book. The first book was Virginia's Ring. And so this is the sequel to that. And Pat knew about it, gave me some great ideas for this one. And this one goes to the Citadel as well as VMI. So really looking forward to that. Got some great quotes from Citadel graduates who have already read the book. So really excited to share it.
Is it a romance novel? Is it a thriller? Is it kind of, what's the...
Yes, and yes. Basically, it's a love story. But it's based around military colleges and the armed forces service to our country.
So is it appealing to men and women?
Absolutely. Yes, very intentional. It definitely, I'm getting feedback from book clubs already, both on the male side and the female side. So that's exciting.
So it is actually, the publication date is February the 15th. And you're going to have an event here at the Pat Conroy Literary Center. And is it open to the public?
It is definitely open to the public. That's very Pat. He liked his public. And so it's open to the public, and we're really excited about it. I think it's from 5 to 7. We're calling it a Publication Day pop-up. And it's just, it's so appropriate to have it here because Pat's imprint is all over this book.
So what were some of the lessons, or what was Pat's legacy for you and some of the things he taught you about writing?
Right. Well, it was really how to be a writer. And I went to a number of signings with him, and he would, when he was with someone at a signing, it was like that person was the only person in the room. And he would lock eyes with them, that glint in his eye, and he would spend as long as he needed to. That time I met him in Charleston, he did a signing at Blue Bicycle, and I think it lasted 8 hours. The line was down the street, down King Street.
Do you think that, from your perspective, do you think he was a better teacher or a better writer?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. Well, I met him as a writer, and then I grew to love him as a teacher. So it's a little hard to say, but it's hard to beat Conroy sentences. It really is. I start out with a line in this that says, "I wear the ring," and I stole that from him. It's in the Lords of Discipline.
And of course, that's your VMI ring, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so this is the second in the trilogy. So when are you working on the third book?
I already have outlined it, and surprisingly enough, it's called George's Ring. I'm moving a little south, but it will be another female character, and her name will be Georgia.
Okay, now where can we purchase the book?
Everywhere. Pretty much. It's here at the center. All the bookstores, from Barnes & Noble to a lot of independent bookstores here in Beaufort and further afield. So just really excited about it.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks so much.
Yes,
I appreciate it.
Carolina's Ring, is that VMI?
That's actually the Citadel.
That is, right. And we were talking about someone to the Citadel again. So, wow, I'd like to read it.
I'm excited for you too.
Good. All right.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you so much, Lynn. Appreciate you being with us. And we'll be right back with more North of the Broad and other guests.